I don't know what you can see, but she's wagging her tail like anything. I hope it's not anything horrible. Hello, and welcome to Ramblings of a Puppy Owner. It's just me, as the title says, rambling on about having a puppy. The puppy is Diamond, who is a Papillon, and of whom you can see hundreds of photos on our website, dogcastradio.com, and our social media. The dog in our house, Mischief, is only 7, so it hasn't been that long since I was involved with a puppy. But Mischief is my daughter Jenny's dog, so although I was involved, it was in a supporting role rather than as the main caregiver. The last time I personally had a puppy was Buddy, back in 2003. And to be absolutely honest with you, I don't remember Buddy being that bad as a puppy. But at this point, I have to add in that I am told by Jenny and Mr. Dogcast that I'm looking back with rose-tinted glasses, and that Buddy, as a puppy, was in fact a little swine, and not, as I delude myself, perfect from day one. Although I've clearly blocked a lot of that negative side out, I'm willing to admit that Buddy must have been a challenge, because I can remember, after about 10 days, getting to the "what have I done" moment, and thinking that my life had been reduced to running around with a cloth, a spray bottle, and a harassed expression. I should also point out that in the intervening 21 years, how did that happen? As those years have flown past, I've obviously, how shall we put it delicately, changed, matured. Oh, right, I got older. And dashing around, clearing up after a puppy in your 30s is bad enough, but in your 50s, it's exhausting. And talking of exhausting, the day we brought little Diamond home, she was clearly exhausted, and for the first 24 hours, she just slept. When Mischief was a tiny puppy, she was very alert, and we used to joke that she never slept. In that halcyon first day with Diamond, we joked that she never woke up. And then day 2 dawned, and the joking stopped. Diamond, it turns out, is full-on, high-energy, clever, confident, and generally a lot. I often think that puppies resemble Doctor Who's TARDIS, in that they must be bigger on the inside than the outside to be able to produce that much poo and pee. They also manage to produce chaos out of all proportion with their size. I had cleared my calendar as much as possible to help me cope with Diamond, but I still found myself struggling. I went from being an insomniac to falling into bed at night exhausted, and when I say bed, I actually mean sofa, because for the first 4 weeks or so, I slept downstairs on the sofa with Diamond's crate right beside me. The first night, Jenny slept in the room with us, and we were both flabbergasted by how well Diamond settled. She toddled into her crate, curled up and fell asleep. In fact, so intent on sleeping was she, that later on, when Jenny shone a torch on her to check she was okay, Diamond opened her eyes and emitted a tiny growl, like, "Put that light off, I'm trying to sleep." We should have known then that she was a dog with opinions, and no compunction about expressing those opinions. Day 2 dawned, and then day 3, and day 4, and so on, and they all merge into a haze, and thus you find me, on the 22nd of May, when we'd had Diamond about 18 days, and there I was, rambling. This is the reality of May in England, probably most of Britain. It's raining. We had 1 week. We picked up Diamond on the 4th of May, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And we had a glorious week that week. In fact, at times it was too hot for me, but it meant it was brilliant. We could be out in the garden, and toilet training was so much easier than it could have been if we were trapped in the house by rain, and a lot of pees and poos were done in the garden rather than the house. And so that first week was brilliant, but then after that, the weather turned, and it's been very rainy since then. And I know we Brits talk a lot about the weather, but this is why, because we never know what we're going to wake up to. And it can be more, hotter than you can handle one day. For a Brit, hotter than I can handle. And one day, and then the next day, it's rainy and chilly, and you need your cardi again. Yes, your cardi. Your thermal vest, probably. Anyway, it's May, and it's raining, and I'm under an umbrella, as you can probably hear, and luckily Diamond loves water. She sloshes the water out of her water bowl, and she paddles in it, and she does not mind coming out and getting drenched. So that's a good thing. But that's the reality, that I'm standing out in the cold and the wet, even though it's May. Yes, it's cold and wet. And to be honest, I'd rather stand in the cold and wet than the burning hot sun. So we'll see how the weather goes. But this is my reality at the moment. I'm spending a lot of time. This is why I'm recording on my phone at the moment rather than my usual setup. So I hope the sound quality isn't too jarring. But yes, this is... So I thought anyway that you'd like to share this moment with me, because if I'm stuck outside under an umbrella in the rain, why shouldn't you be with me? You can share the experience. And, yeah, I'm not really too bothered about it, but it does get a little bit old after a while. Because really, I'd rather be sitting inside on the sofa with a coffee. But maybe I need to just remember to bring a flask with me next time. But there we go. So that's a little insight into my life at the moment with Diamond, the Papillon puppy, who's gorgeous and awful by turns, like all puppies. I do think that we need to be honest about puppies, and they are wonderful and cute and adorable and just gorgeous, and they are dreadful, and they bite and they pee and they poo, and it's hard work, it's constant vigilance, and it's tiring, and it's I've written about the what have I done moment, and I think every dog owner gets to that what have I done moment, and it might be after a day, or mine came this time after 2 weeks, and I thought I'd escaped it this time, but no, after 2 weeks I had a real, oh my goodness, what have I done moment. And the reality of life with a puppy is hard. It's wonderful and terrible. So that's life at the moment. Wonderful and terrible. Normally, when I record anything for Dogcast Radio, I sit somewhere quiet, I have my laptop at a distance so that the microphone doesn't pick up the fan noise, and so on. But when I wanted to document time with Diamond, I wanted to be more spontaneous. So I'm just using my phone to record these ramblings. However, I still managed to get things wrong. I have just stood here like a drongo at 20 to 1 in the morning, recording all my thoughts about being here with a puppy at 20 to 1 in the morning and how it's going having a puppy and all that. And I didn't press record. Okay, we'll try again. It's 20 to 1 in the morning, and I'm out here with Diamond on a toilet break, last toilet break of the day, or I guess the first toilet break of the day, technically. And I find this works well if we come out late/early, like now, about sort of, I don't know, it can be anything from 11 till 1, doesn't matter, but late. And then I come out again in the middle of the night when I wake up to go to the loo. I bring her out as well, and then she will go happily until Mr. Dogcast gets up and he takes over and starts the day with her. It works well because I'm a night owl and he's a lark, a morning lark, and so we can split the time like that, and she never goes too long in the crate. And it just means that she doesn't tend to poo or pee in the crate. I think we've had her 3.5 weeks, and she's just done a lovely stretch. I know. And she's only had one poo in the crate, and that was because I was just silly one time and left her too long in the crate, and she's only got a small bowel and bladder, and she pooped. So, but I find it's easier to put the time in, put the effort in, and we can do that. I can be up late with her, and Mr. Dogcast can be up early with her, and that works for us, and it's easier than having to wash her every morning. When I had Buddy, all those years ago, 21 years ago? Oh my goodness, 21 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing now, but I knew what I was doing even less then. And we put him in the crate, and he was in the laundry. We had a camera on him, so we knew he was okay, but he was on his own. He didn't know he had a camera on him. He didn't know we could see him. Anyway, he went in the laundry then. And so he just went in, and obviously he would pee or poo because that's what puppies do. And so every morning started with popping him in the sink. He was only a small puppy, and washing him. Now I prefer to get out of bed and come down and bring her out and avoid that situation for her and for me. So that's what we do. It's very, very quiet here. We live very rurally. Sometimes you hear an owl, sometimes the cows are mooing or making some kind of noise, but not tonight. Munching sometimes, but not tonight. And there's not a fox screaming, there's not an owl hooting, there's nothing. So I love that. It's not a pain really to be out here at 20 to 1 in the morning because it's beautiful. It's one of the best parts of the day. And, I would be awake now anyway. Often when I'm trying to arrange interviews with somebody from America, the time difference will be sort of 5 to 8 hours ahead. So it will be sort of, I'll be trying to make it when it's afternoon, evening for them, and it's, it could be up to midnight, 1 o'clock-ish for me. And they will be quite horrified and go, I can't keep you up that late. And I'm saying, no, it's fine. I'm a night owl and I would be awake anyway, honestly. And they'll be very, very polite and sort of say, no, I can't put you to that trouble. I can't keep you awake that late. But the truth is I would be awake anyway. So it suits me. But so if anybody is a potential guest and I'm saying to you, honestly, I'm a night owl, I would be awake. It's sort of, I don't know, it's actually 1:45 now. And here I am in the garden, 1:45 in the morning, a.m. So yeah, it's a time that suits me. So I just thought I'd share some thoughts with you and share this time with you. Diamond's not doing very much at all. She's just standing on the patio. I don't know, she's chasing moths or little bugs or something. The time-consuming nature of toilet training is just relentlessly, grindingly... Oh, it's just starting to rain as well. It just never seems to let up. It's constant vigilance. It's standing for 10 minutes or more outside waiting for that pee or poo to happen. It doesn't happen, so you think, okay, I give up. I go in and pop her in the crate or the pen. In the crate, she'll stay clean, but if I put her in the pen, then if she needs to pee or poo, she will just pee or poo. And then you think, oh, dog, I've stood outside with you for ages and you did nothing. Well, you didn't pee or poo, and then we come inside and bang, pee or poo. And that's the nature of toilet training, and it's just reward when she does it in the right place, ignore when she does it in the wrong place, clean it up, repeat as necessary. It's a pain, but it does work eventually. What gets treated gets repeated, kind of thing. What you're ignoring just gets boring. I don't know. But it does seem to work. It's not rocket science, is it, really? It is. It's a very specialist area, animal behaviour, and you need someone who knows what they're doing. But when you... part of it is... training, I guess. Behaviour is more like rocket science. Training is, when you boil it down to it, it's basic elements. It's sort of what gets treated gets repeated, and if you can bear to ignore it, it does get boring. So for example, the constant biting, it seems like constant biting. If we can ignore that, we do. Sometimes you can't, because she's got very, very sharp teeth and she just bites with all her might, and you can't help but sort of scream. And I think she finds that quite exciting. She loves squeaky toys. Just make those squeak and squeak and squeak. So we're kind of being a squeaky toy at that point. Come on, dog, you're going to do something. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So it's May in Shropshire, and it's actually really, really chilly, and I don't know whether you can hear it, but it has started to rain now. Apparently we're going to have 50 days of rain. I don't particularly mind the chilliness. Some dry weather would be nice, but whatever. Don't know if you can hear that. I can hear the rain falling, but I may be out here for quite some time to come, so I'll catch up with you later.
That's what toilet training is. Lots and lots of standing around waiting for Diamond to do the right thing so I can treat her. I think it's all that waiting around that gave me the idea of recording the thoughts bubbling through my mind. Puppy ramblings, if you will. And I thought I'd record the soundscape I was in, but also give you a description of that scene.
It's late at night, it's dark, it's after 11 o'clock, but before midnight. And I'm in the garden, and I've got a little puppy on the grass, and she's just done a wee-wee. And she just jumped across the grass very sweetly and sort of polar beared at the bottom of the tree, where there's a lot of soil. There didn't used to be so much soil, but she has dug and scratched. Message. I just had a message coming. And she has dug and scratched, and she has created a stack of soil, loose soil. I think she's about to do a poo as well. I might have to go and deal with that. Okay.
So off I went, but I was soon back. And yes, I came back having washed my hands. Yes, with warm water. Yes, with soap. And yes, I counted to 20 to make sure I'd done it for long enough. I had to go and intervene and pick up a poo. And I'm back to, well, to be honest, I'm walking around the garden. We've got gravel and we've got slabs, but I'm walking on the gravel at the moment in the garden. It's quite an overcast night. Lots of clouds in the sky. Can't see a single star. So I can't tell you about the stars because I can't see any. What I'm trying to do is see slugs and snails and just pop them over the wall into the grass. I don't kill them, I don't put salt down, I don't do anything horrible, but it started when I realised that the baby snails were being born and hatching out and were in the garden a lot, and they were just the inviting sort of right size for the German Spitzklein to pick up in her mouth. I'm just going to have to digress because the papillon is trying to get under one of the flower troughs, and I don't know what she can see, but she's wagging her tail like anything. So that's going to be something horrible that she can see. The trough is wrought iron and it's about 3 foot long, and it's got wallflowers in it, red and yellow wallflowers. I don't know what the dog can see, but it's maybe moving now. I hope it's not anything. I hope it's not anything horrible. She's definitely got a hunt on. Her body language is saying I've got something interesting on. I'm going to have to go and intervene again.
Off I went again, and it was actually a very fast, very wriggly centipede, or maybe a millipede. I didn't stop to count the legs. It was very fast moving, sliding through the soil, and perfectly designed to intrigue a puppy, although possibly also designed to irritate a puppy digestive system if she eats it, so I intervened. Because if I'm not dealing with what comes out of one end of the puppy, I'm trying to control what goes into the other end. This has been the inane ramblings of a puppy owner, with Julie Hill, and sometimes with Diamond the Papillon, and often with Mischief the German Spitzklein. You can find our regular podcasts at dogcastradio.com. And if you have a dog, whatever you're going through with your dog, I'd love to hear from you.